5. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Podium or Wall, Season 5, all shake, no break. It's round 11 at Sonoma Raceway. How are we doing tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Let's keep it going for Podium or Wall. Just some really great memories as friends. What an intro we have at Podium or Wall. We're here at Sonoma in the touring cars for round 11. It's the Sonoma short cup pattern. And here to introduce the grid is my co-commentator. Take it away.
Hey, good evening all. Welcome back to All Shake No Break Season 5 of Podium or Wall. We have a nice lineup tonight. 9 cars have shown up. Chimp has returned to the field, and we're very excited to see what kind of heat he's going to bring as we're about to go green lights very soon. Chimp is followed by Jeff Plata in second, Mr. Schwung in third, Captain Crash fourth, Pavant Guard fifth, Rockley sixth, Gold Striker 7, the Moldiver in 8, and the Cuban Missile following up the pack as they're about to get underway.
And here we go. It's green lights at Sonoma for round 11 as they get off the start pretty well this time. Everyone except for Captain Crash. Nope, I believe that's Rock Lee with a poor start again. He has been struggling with the standing starts as we see Chimp out to a decent lead. Everyone else seems to be too wide on back. Mr. Schwung holding that turn really tight. He's battling with Jeff Plata. Jeff Plata up into second. Gold Striker, he's up into fourth already. What a start from him. Captain Crash in fifth.
Captain Crash has snuck out in front of Gold Striker again, but here they come down this straight.
We got 3 wide in the back. Cuban Missile, Moldiver, and Rock Lee. Rock Lee will take the inside. He'll chop off Moldiver, or maybe vice versa. All 3 of them involved in a little shake-em-ups, and it looks like Cuban Missile lost his front bumper. Oh my goodness, a lap 1 incident between 3 of the hottest racers on the circuit. And the track map kicks in there, and we're kicking it into high gear at Sonoma as we come around the end of lap 1. Jeff Plata's going to spin it around. Just a little too cold on the tires still. Oh, nope. He'll fall back out of that podium position he was holding on to. That'll put Mr. Schwung up into second. Chimp has a decent lead at this point, probably 5 or 6 seconds, I'd imagine. Gold Striker, he's up into third after battling with Captain Crash for the end of that lap.
That's right, Captain Crash is following them up, and we've got Chimp holding on to a solid lead, as you can see here, multiple seconds. Oh, he goes wide.
Oh, you just commentator curse him as Chimp goes off into the dirt, and the timing tower kicks in as we see his lead decrease from about 6 seconds to now under 1, I believe. What a race we've had so far. Gold Striker on the tail of Mr. Schwung with Captain Crash closely behind in P4 as they come around turn 5. Here's the Moldiver. Not going to crash with Rock Lee through that turn this time. They'll make it cleanly. Probably only because they're not next to each other this time. Actually, we see Cuban Missile and Rock Lee in the pits.
The 2 Hondas are duking it out. Second and third place, Mr. Schwung and Gold Striker. Gold Striker here following Mr. Schwung closely. There's a large U-turn at the end of this straight. We'll see what kind of pressure he puts on. Here he goes on the inside. Gold Striker making a move.
Gold Striker making that move up the inside. Great move from Gold Striker, clean as ever. And the Moldiver will do the same thing to Captain Crash there. Little bit of deja vu. Maybe Moldiver learned a thing or two from Gold Striker there as Captain Crash falling down into 5th. Mr. Schwung holding on to 3rd in that last podium spot. Moldiver putting down the fastest lap the last time around, so he's got some pace. Can he work his way up to a podium spot and potentially beyond? Surviving that early incident with Rock Lee seemed to have more of an effect on Cuban missiles. Rock Lee almost takes it back into the Moldiver, but he keeps it off track for a safe rejoin. Very disciplined there. You do like to see that. The number of unsafe rejoins has gone down. I will say a number of other incidents have arisen, such as the disappearing triangle, which Rock Lee fell victim to earlier. But if we can fix those, we might have some pretty nice racing on hand, as we see some pretty good stuff here today.
And again, everyone's neck and neck for the most part. Gold Striker only a second between him and Mr. Schwung and Chimp. Those three duking it out for the podium. And we see Rock Lee again following up the back of the pack. As looks like he's still behind Captain Crash. He might be a lap down.
He's a lap down, but he's found himself in the mix, so that should be fun for him. He can just pretend, you know? At that point, you just pretend you're in the race. Unfortunate result for Rock Lee, but you can't help but wonder if he might have been hoisted by his own petard there. As we mentioned, a little bit of a disappearing triangle scenario in his incident. We'd have to see a different camera angle of it possibly to make a full determination. And hey, I'm not a steward.
Can't afford the stewards.
Looks like
Chimp going wide again.
Chimp is loving that dirt section out there. Maybe it's not an off track. Maybe he's getting a good time gain out of that. I mean, we see in some of these sections, these last 2 turns in particular we just looked at, you can really send the car almost 4 tires off of that white line and it'll be fine. No off track. So definitely
track.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, track limits are not to be found on the back half of Sonoma. You can take it very wide, and there's no trouble there. That being said, Chimp 4 tires on the dirt. That's going to cost him some time as Gold Striker's now on his bumper, coming down this last final braking zone where Gold Striker did it to Captain Crash 1 or 2 laps back, but not today, not for Chimp. He won't have it.
Pretty good picture of the separation of the field there as we see a Moldiver about 2 seconds behind Mr. Schwung, not really able to gain any time in the last lap or 2, but he's still hanging on, eyeing the podium. Behind him is Captain Crash about 4 seconds back. Then it's Pavant Guard, 12 seconds behind him. Probably won't be seeing much of him today, as it seems to be a race more or less between the top 5, with Chimp barely holding on from Gold Striker, who's applying the pressure more than ever. Look at them tango through those turns, the twist them ups, forcing Chimp into the dirt. Not really forcing. I think he just likes going out in the dirt there. But he'll take the inside and the position. For the time being, Chimp has the inside on the following turn. Let's see what happens.
Oh, interesting line.
Gold Striker taking it exceedingly wide and just maybe bumping him out of the way a little bit across that turn there. They were alongside. I'm not a steward, but he'll hold on to the lead. Wow, that was some tough racing there. Neck and neck. You saw them both putting everything on the line. Gold Striker into first.
Chimp would not back down, but here he is in second place, followed by Mr. Schwung. Will he be knocking at the door of Gold Striker as he loves to touch the dirt going around that final bend?
And it seems like he could have the pace here to catch back up to Gold Striker as we see the top 4 sort of breaking off from Captain Crash, who's desperately trying to hang on. But we see a 4-way battle here and the top spots. Mr. Schwung now feeling the pressure from Moldiver. They come up the uphill here. It's all about who can brake the latest while keeping the car under control as we see Chimp braking a little too late there and maybe on the gas too early as he spins around. He'll be down into P4 and potentially P5 if Captain Crash can make it around. He does, I believe. Captain Crash up into 4th as we got a 3-way battle here. The Podium running away with it a little bit. Moldiver up into 3rd.
Here we see Mr. Schwung coming around. He's in second place following Gold Striker, although there's a bit of a gap between them, almost 2 seconds. Gold Striker appears to be running away with this.
Yeah, I'd imagine with Chimp spinning out in the dirt there, Gold Striker not feeling too much more pressure from behind. He's free to just run the hot laps at this point. Meanwhile, Mr. Schwung and the Moldiver are going to be duking it out for P2, most likely. You know, it's not out of the question that Gold Striker could fuck up. We've seen it a number of times this season. One thing... No, I apologize. Go ahead.
I was going to say, a lot of self-inflicted wounds in first place. Gold Striker, he's got time, but he's also got time to make a mistake.
Well, I almost wish I had interrupted you.
The fastest lap. He could be knocking on Mr. Schwung's door very soon.
Yep. Well, one thing that is for certain in this race is that we won't be seeing Cuban Missile on the top spot. Most likely, I shouldn't say it's for certain, but he's finding himself in P8 era, quite a ways behind the pack. Our championship leader having a tough draw of it this time as he loses his bumper in the incident with Moldiver and Rock Lee on lap 1 and has to go to the pits. Will this affect his championship standings? Of course, this will probably lead to a dropped race, which decreases his margin for error. We'll see if he can hold on to his form he had in the start of the year coming into the last 2 races, last 2 weeks after this one. We'll keep it here live at Sonoma. What are we looking at?
Ooh. Jeff Plata going a bit wide, and in the background you can see Captain Crash and Chimp have just traded positions. Chimp is now back into 4th. He wants to get back up into a podium spot. He is fighting like hell.
Moldiver and Mr. Schwung across the start-finish line into the uphill into turn 1. Cat and mouse swinging it around. Mr. Schwung holding on to it for now. You have to wonder if Moldiver's biding his time. Is he looking to potentially poke his nose up the inside, feign a move, force a mistake out of Mr. Schwung? Not quite a mistake there. I think the racers are finding that the preferred line through this corner just involves going into the dirt.
Very wide there. Moldiver trying to get a good run out here on this back slalom stretch, and he's got some speed, but chopped by Mr. Schwung.
Yeah, that's a really fun part of the course there, because if you're in a battle, you're obviously going to take the turn in 2 very different ways, and you almost have cars like intersecting at damn near 90 degrees angles with the way they come out of that so differently. Can be quite an interesting scenario there sometimes, as we see Mr. Schwung still holding on to P2. Moldiver still holding on to the fastest lap here. As we come towards the end of the race, you still got a few minutes, a couple laps left here. Moldiver poking his head up the inside. Is this his time to make the move?
I think he's going to make it stick. Look at that. He's got some space. He's going deep. Turn 1, Moldiver's taking 2nd place.
You know what? That's a good battle we just watched there. He bought his time, waited for the right move, did it cleanly, and both racers are still continuing on. You do love to see that. It's not so often you see such a clean pass in the top spots in Podium or Wall.
And back here in 8th place with the Cuban Missile, not looking good for his chances tonight. He has had a lot of successful race nights, but today is not his day. He's fighting for any points.
Yeah, at this point, you might as well try to create some open track for yourself and put down some fastest lap times. I would almost like to see him slow down here, pull off to the side, get some open track, and see if he can put down some heaters, because at this point, he has to know it's a dropped race. This won't affect his point total, even though he's going to take the move here on the inside of Jeff Plata. He wants P7. He's going to fight for it. He's going for position over lap time. Will it pay off for him? This late in the season, you kind of have to be making decisions like that, playing the meta game. Cuban Missile choosing for on-track position here. Maybe he hopes he can get up to a P6, and then maybe if he has a few more poor results, that will actually help him in the long run. We'll see how it plays out at the end of the season. But for now, he's in P7. Haven't heard much from Pavant Guard today. He's in between Captain Crash and this pack. So he's kind of been in no man's land for the whole race here, it seems. You got Gold Striker out into a 4.5 second lead in first. It does seem like he'll more or less run away with it. The battle of the day right now seems to be Chimp and Captain Crash. Captain Crash only 0.2 seconds behind. Oh, yeah, there we go. Captain Crash fighting with Chimp for 4th place. These two have been close together for a while.
Yeah, Chimp took back 4th, but Captain Crash is not ready to give up yet. He is on the bumper, chasing this man around.
Yep, and these positions definitely matter points-wise for both of these racers. But they will be duking it out here in the final stages.
Now, and in the background, Gold Striker's taking the fastest lap. It was the Moldiver, but Gold Striker's got a solid lead and the fastest lap. Almost 4 seconds separates him from the Moldiver. It looks like he's got a podium on his hands.
If Gold Striker wants to make a push for the championship, he will need to have race wins and fastest laps almost for sure. We'll see if he can hold on to it here, but seems to be a good sign of Gold Striker's potential resurgence here late in the season. Oh my god, Chimp's putting in everything he has into those S-turns there. Car is damn near swinging out in the rear. These front-wheel drive cars, you can really swing them out wide. You got a good look on board here of Captain Crash. You see what it's like chasing down Chimp through the 3rd sector of the track. Got some windy turns up here while still trying to hold on to a lot of speed entering a long straight. You're going to want to keep it on track there.
I just don't think there's enough time. Captain Crash is almost a second behind as he's struggling to put the pressure on Chimp.
We'll have to keep an eye out for some flags here. See what we got. Could potentially be a white flag situation. I'm not sure where the flag guy stands, though, so we're going to have to keep our eyes peeled for that one. Maybe you can play along at home.
We're going to see him.
Oh, it is! It's a white flag scenario. I saw it on my other monitor. It is a white flag. They're on the last lap here. Gold Striker, he's in first. He will not have any competition unless he messes up coming around turn 5 there. Moldiver in P2. Mr. Strung in P3. Looks like those three are more or less set in stone, barring catastrophe. Puts Chimp in 4th and Captain Crash with 2 seconds behind to try to make anything happen in this final lap.
And there you can see the separation. Gold Striker with a healthy lead as Chimp comes down this final hard turn before the slalom section in section 3.
Captain Crash gaining a bit of time. It's now or never for him. As Gold Striker is approaching the final turn here on his race. Let's take it to Gold Striker as he crosses the start-finish line. Your race winner, Gold Striker, with the fastest lap so far. We'll see if it holds. Moldiver coming across in 2nd. 5 seconds behind Gold Striker. Pretty dominant victory for Gold Striker. Mr. Schwung coming across in P3. Really great position for him. A podium for Mr. Schwung. As we see Chimp coming along in 4th, followed by Mr. Crash, not able to complete the pass on the last lap. He'll take 5th.
Vanguard in his own race. Here he goes.
There he is.
6th place.
Yep, and shortly following will be Cuban Missile, Mr. Plata, and Rock Lee. They come across the finish line here. Valiant efforts, but it's just not their day. There are quite a few fun jumps on the track. Let's see if anyone chooses to take any. Here's Jeff Plata aiming for one. Oh, he's nose up. He made it over the tires. Jeff Plata, well done. He lost a tire, but you can just add that one to the wall, I'd imagine.
And again, all in all, this night, pretty clean racing from the boys. Gotta love to see it. The seriousness has gone up quite a bit as we come to the home stretch of this season. There's only so many races left, and with Cuban Missile not getting first place, Gold Striker, Moldiver, Captain Crash, Avant-Garde, all these guys duking out for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. They can see the light. There's a chance. They're going to put the pressure on as we keep going through Season 5.
That's well said. We did see a few lap 1 scenarios here, incidents like we normally do. We saw 3 of our hottest competitors, Rock Lee, Cuban Missile, Moldiver, get into it in lap 1. We saw a couple spins from Jeff Plata and Shimp, namely. But otherwise, a very clean race and some hard racing at that. We do like to see it. Hopefully the trend continues on into the GT3 race. We'll be adjusting the track a little bit and doing the long version, but we hope you join us for that. This has been Podium or Wall, Season 5, all shake, no break, Round 11. We hope you tune in next time. Thank you for watching.